Gina, so early in the morning. Why have you got me up this early for a meeting?
There's a club who want you as their manager.
Okay, so if they want to talk to me about becoming the manager of the club at this time in the morning, it must mean that we're managing in the west coast of America or East Asia or something, because that's going to make sense of a time difference, right?
It's in Wales.
Wales? I'm up this early in the morning to talk about a job in Wales.
Well, the owners live in Hollywood.
Yeah, well, my dog groomer is from Hollywood, so I can't really see what the big deal is, if I'm honest with you.
They make movies.
Ah, they're in the film business. I always saw myself as an actor, to be fair. Maybe they could get me in the loop a little bit.
Tom, you can't act.
I don't know what you're about, Gina. I'm literally talking to no one right now. That takes some skill. Anyway, just get them on camera. Let's have a chat with them.
Hello, my name is Rob McElhenney.
My name is Ryan Reynolds.
Hello, lads. Lovely to meet you. Gina, should I know these people?
And earlier this year, we became owners of the football club in Wrexham, and we thought it was only appropriate
to ask me to be the manager. Yeah, I get it. You want me to come into the club and take over and take them to the top like I've done countless times with other clubs across my time on YouTube.
Yeah, and that's something that is hard to express from thousands of miles away and only through the visual medium of either photographs or text or tweet or video.
Look, you both seem like really nice guys, so yeah, I'm in. I'd love to get involved with the club if you put a nice bit of moolah in the wage packet for me, if that's all right.
It's been kind of a dream come true that I didn't actually know I had. This is the best kind of dream come true.
All right, let's calm down a little bit. Yeah, looking forward to working with you both, and hopefully I'll see you both soon.
Thanks for that, Tom. Although you might want to find out what films and TV shows they're in.
Gina, I've got it. I know exactly who they are. He, Ryan, he's the voice of Pikachu in that Pikachu film. How did I not recognise that? Wow, what a star. Hello and welcome to Wrexham. Welcome back to the TomFM channel and welcome to the first long-term save we've got going on here on the TomFM channel in Football Manager 2022. We're taking over Wrexham. Wrexham of the National League in the 5th tier of the English football pyramid. It's a very exciting time to be a Wrexham fan right now. Not that I am, but if you are a Wrexham fan, it's a very exciting time. But as a manager, for me, this is going to be good fun. So welcome to the club. Hope you're doing well today and looking forward to this video. We'll show you around the club in a moment's time, but first things first, as it is the first episode of a new series, there's a few little things I need to ask from you. Number one, I would love it if you guys could subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet done so already. As it stands, 61% of people who watch my videos aren't subscribed at the moment, and we are trying to get to 30,000 subscribers. We gained about 1,000 or so since the launch of FM22, which is mental, but I know we can get to 30,000. So if you haven't pressed subscribe yet, please do. Would massively appreciate it. Number two, whilst you're also down there subscribing, make sure you do drop a like on the video as well. Every single interaction helps the video get pushed out in the YouTube algorithm. So the more likes it gets, the more people it gets pushed out to in the algorithm, who then watch the video, who then can like and subscribe and all that kind of good stuff. It really helps me as a channel grow, and that's obviously my goal here. So I am going to set a target of 1,000 likes on this video. If we can get that, we'll do some double upload days later on this week. And number three, I'm going to give back to you guys as well. I'm going to give away a copy of FM22 on this video. So all you have to do to enter is subscribe to the channel, like the video, and comment down below saying, "Hello Tom, please can I have a copy of FM22? All you have to do. So let's get into things. If you weren't already aware, Wrexham were bought over the summer by Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney, two of the biggest names in Hollywood. You would be forgiven for thinking this is a bit of a PR joke or a gimmick, but if you look at some interviews with these guys, or a TIFO video that they did on them as well, they are properly serious about this. They've pumped some serious money into the club. The bank balance is £3.5 million right now. They've signed some big name players over summer as well on some big contracts too. And if we look at the club vision, they are very demanding as well. At a minimum, we have to reach the playoffs. We have to get to the FA Cup second round. And we have to reach the semi-finals of the FA Trophy too. All whilst playing entertaining football and working within the wage budget. If we don't get promoted this season, we are required, basically, to get promotion next season automatically. So winning the league title next season if we don't get promoted this season. And if we don't, we could be sacked. So basically, we can't just do this my way. We can't just do this Ryan and Rob's way. We've got to do this the Wrexham way. The issue is I don't know what the Wrexham Way is yet. We'll have to find that out as we go along. But we will find the Wrexham Way, and we will find out the Wrexham way of doing things. So when I said the club had spent big over summer, I wasn't lying. I really wasn't lying. The best player in the squad right now is a striker called Paul Mullen, and you may recognise him because he was the top scorer in League 2 last season, the League 2 player of the season last season with Cambridge, who got promoted to League 1. But he took a pay cut. He didn't take a pay cut. He took a massive pay rise to drop 2 divisions down, technically, from League 1 to the National League to play for Wrexham. He is currently on £4,000 a week here, which is a stupid amount of money for this division. They also picked up James Jones from Lincoln City, my team, so I know all about James Jones. And last season, he played a lot of games for Lincoln City, was a really, really good player. When he went to Wrexham for an undisclosed fee, but I imagine it's probably 6 figures that he's gone to, we were all very surprised because he was a pretty decent starter for Lincoln City last season. But again, I think he's left Lincoln to go for a pay rise to Wrexham because he's on £3,000 a week, so big, big money. The third best player in the team is Aaron Hayden. Aaron Hayden is a centre-back / right-back who played for Carlisle last season in League 2. One of the best players in Carlisle's side last season, and again, he's probably left Carlisle for a pay rise to join Wrexham, and as you can see, has got some pretty decent attributes. I mean, look at the pros and cons here in this top left. Decent League 1 player. Does it say that as well for the other two? James Jones, it will say decent, good, leading League 1 player. Leading League 1 player, it says there for him. And Paul Mullen is a good EFL League 1 player. I mean, this is what we're talking about right now. The one thing I have realised, though, with this Wrexham side is that most of the top players are all centre-backs. We've got Hayden, centre-back, Ben Tozer, centre-back, Reece Hall-Johnson, maybe a right-back but can play centre-back, Harry Lennon, centre-back, Sean Brisley, centre-back, Bryce Hosanna, right-back. All our top players are either right-backs or centre-backs. And so, as a result of that, this is the formation that we're going to play. I think this is the formation we'll play this season. You know, just basically centre-backs and right-backs. That's all we have to do, really. Just put those guys on the pitch and we should be winning. Obviously, I'm joking. We're not... Actually, to be fair, I'd be tempted to use this and actually see what happens at some point. But we're not going to use this, obviously, in the league season. I think what I've kind of settled on is this sort of formation. This sort of shape, I think, is what we should be using this season. We've got really good centre-backs, use those. We've got a really good centre-mid in James Jones, use him. We've got a very good striker in Paul Mullen, use him. I think we've got a very good spine of the squad. I said spine weirdly then. Oh, you hate to see it. When it comes to the style of play, I've had a look through, and according to our assistant manager, we have really high natural fitness in the team. So it would make sense that a high energy, high tempo, high pressing game would be quite decent. You know, we've got the fitness for it, why not try and use it? To go quite well with that, we do have some good decision makers in the team as well. So quick decision thinking for that sort of quick style, passing, high pressure play. I feel that's a good match for the team right now. Also got a lot of pace. We can try and use a bit of pace as well. Maybe that's not quite a part of the priority of the formation, but essentially, I kind of just want to go for a pressing style of play. So we're going to try and get forward quickly. We're going to press the opposition hard. We're going to that sort of stuff. So we've got pass into space, we've got a high tempo, we've got distributed centre-backs, play out from the back, we've got higher lines of engagement, we've got some pressing on as well. I think, hopefully, this should be good. Although, to be fair, whatever we do should be pretty decent. Despite having apparently 3 League 1 quality players in the team, we are only favourites to come second right now with Stockport ahead of us. So Stockport, we might have to be a little bit wary of, but, you know, we should be there or thereabouts come the end of the season. We do have 4 players in the media dream team, so I think that's probably saying something about how good our squad is. But I do think there are some gaps in the squad still. Now, looking on this position overview, you can see that we've got a great striker, and that is, of course, Paul Mullen. We spoke about him. Paul Mullen is our great striker, but he's also the great right winger as well. It's Paul Mullen, so you can play him on the right wing if we want him to. He's also a great attacking midfielder as well, so kind of ignore where it says great in the attacking areas because it's all Paul Mullen. We're looking very good at centre-back, we're looking very good at right-back, we're looking fairly decent at left-back, but maybe could improve that a little bit. The area that I think we are lacking a fair bit, other than James Jones in the middle, is centre-mids, basically. James Jones has to start every single game. Luke Young, I believe, is probably going to be more of our attacking midfielder. He's the one good attacking midfielder we have behind, of course, Paul Mullen. So really what we need is probably an extra centre-mid or two, because once we get past David Jones, there's not a whole lot of cover in that centre of midfield, and I think that area is going to be really crucial for us this season. So although we have a pretty big squad, a lot of the players aren't particularly good. Go from Dior downwards, I'm not convinced by a lot of these players, if I'm honest with you. So for me, we need to maybe bring in on loan or a permanent signing some centre mids. The issue is, supposedly we have no scouts. So that'll be tricky. There are a couple who are available right now, but nothing, you know, absolutely mega or amazing. Supposedly the best at judging player ability and judging player potential at the same time is this Ryan Green guy, who is Welsh and has been a player recently at Hereford before also being a scout with them as well, and then being a player for Westfields, who are a team. But essentially, we're only scouting the UK right now. We haven't got a big scouting budget. We're not going to be able to scout Europe or anything like that. So maybe this guy comes in to be a scout for us. Now, I would make him the chief scout. Actually, yeah, why not? He's literally the best scout available to us right now, so we may as well make him a chief scout. Hopefully for 2 years, and then we can maybe replace him at some point. Put him on $350 a week. Suggest that. He's happy. Happy days. So at least we'll have a chief scout coming in. What I might do is try and bring in a couple other scouts as well. Maybe, I mean, an English one would be quite good to scout the English leagues. I'd say like a European one to maybe just venture across into Europe a little bit. I mean, we have a lot of leagues loaded up. They are all view only, but we do have all the players loaded up from these leagues and stuff anyway. So we have a lot of players at our disposal to sign. I mean, just looking for loan listed centre mids, I'll be honest, I don't recognise any of the names. AJ Greaves from Doncaster. I think we need to get some scout reports before we actually sign someone. Although saying that, that's just a national tier package apparently. I think we could go for the UK and Ireland. I mean, we've only got £48,000 in our scouting budget. That's going to cost $360, but for a month to try and get a midfielder in, that could work quite nicely. If I do that, it makes no difference. Great. Okay, so there's a little bit of work to do, but of course we wouldn't have it any other way, would we? I mean, maybe that's it. Maybe that is the Wrexham way, just having to do everything with a lot of hard work potentially. So I think we are going to wrap things up here for today's episode, but we will be back tomorrow for the start of the season against Yeovil. I am very much looking forward to getting through this, building a team, building the formation properly, and taking on Yeovil in our first home game of the season, and hopefully getting a win under our belts. So thank you very much for watching today's episode. As I say, make sure you do subscribe, like the video, and comment down below. What did I say? Hello, Tom. Please can I have a copy of FM22, and with a chance to win, obviously. Do all that. That'll be absolutely fantastic. So thank you very much, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a good one. Goodbye.